So, hello everyone. I'm here to present you with this particular event called as Compose Camp. So, this particular Compose Camp consists of four sessions. I'll just give you a quick view of what the sessions will be on. So, the first session you'll be coming to know about an integrated development environment called as Android Studio. So, the first session will be fully upon the setting up of the Android Studio and about the Android Studio basics. And with the second session, you'll be coming to know about the most used programming language by nearly 60% of the developers all around the world for building their own Android apps called as Kotlin. So in that particular session, you'll be seeing about the basics of Kotlin. And over the third session, you'll be coming to know about a suite of libraries called as Jetpack Compose. And over there, you'll see about the features of Jetpack Compose and what are the libraries you have in Jetpack Compose and the basics of Jetpack Compose. And with the last session, that is the fourth session, you'll be coming to know about how to design a simple UI with Compose. So this is the overview of this particular Compose event, and today we are with our first session, that is the setting up of the Android Studio and the basics of Android Studio. So that's it. Then I'll just start with my session. So I'll just share a PPT and you just look into that and hear to what I say. So before coming exactly into what this Android Studio is and how to work with this particular Android Studio, first we'll be see about what this Android is. So after knowing about what this Android is, so we'll have a better view about what is this Android Studio is. So yes, we'll just start with that. So Android is an open source and Linux based operating system for the mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets. So Android Studio is Android is nothing but it is an open source and a Linux based operating system, especially for the mobile devices such as the mobile phones and the smart watches and tablets. So Android is nothing but it is an operating system as you have the operating system in desktops like the Windows. So as you have certain applications in the Windows operating system, like you have the notepads, you have the Instagram and many more things with the Windows operating system, right? So in the same manner, we'll have many applications, say as the contacts, the camera, the WhatsApp, and everything. So Android is nothing but it is an operating system, especially built for the mobile devices. So that is what this Android is. And this particular Android was developed by the Open Harvest Alliance, led by Google and the many other companies. And one thing which you have to remember when you create an application with this Android is that Android offers a unified approach to application for mobile devices, which means developers needs to only develop for Android and the application should be able to run on different devices on Android. So whenever a developer requires to develop a particular Android apps, he must develop it in such a way that that particular application should be able to run on any Android device. So that is one key point that you have to remember when you work with developing an Android app. So this is what is about the Android. So now we'll see about the architecture of this Android and how this particular Android works on with. So there is a 5-level architecture for Android. So over the first level, you just have a Linux kernel, and over the second level, you have the hardware abstraction layer, and over the third level, you have the libraries, and over the fourth level, you have the application framework, and over the fifth level, you have application. So I'll just give you a brief about all these levels. So first, we just have the Linux kernel. So this Linux kernel is nothing but it is the central module of the operating system. And this particular Linux kernel is also responsible for the task like the memory management, the process management, and the disk management. And this particular Linux kernel is also said to be the first layer of the software that interacts with the hardware. And over the second level, we have the hardware abstraction layer. So this hardware abstraction layer just acts as a bridge between the application framework and the driver. So that is the work of this particular hardware abstraction layer. And over the third stage we have the libraries, and libraries are nothing but it is a collection of pre-written codes which can be used by the developers and the users. So that is what is called as libraries, and mostly these libraries are being written by C++ language. And over with the fourth level we have the application framework. This application framework is nothing but it is a high level API for the Android applications to build features on top of it. So that is what this application framework is. And over the fifth level, that is the final level, we have the application. Over here, of application is being like fully built. So this is the architecture of the Android, and this is how it works on with. And now we'll just see about the features of Android. So Android consists of like various features, like it contains a powerful operating system, and it also like contains an open source, and it also like reduces the development cost. And as you all know, many people actually like have this Android mobile phones, right? It is a larger user base, so that is also like one of the feature of this Android. And it also like provides media support, and it also provides optimized graphics, and it also like contains GSM technology. So these are the things with the Android. So now, with a certain view on what this particular Android is, now we can like see what this Android Studio is. So, Android Studio is an official integrated development environment for the Android application development. So, Android Studio is nothing but it is an IDE. IDE is nothing but whenever you like write a code, you want a platform to run the particular code and compile the particular code, right? So, IDE is a platform which allows you to like run your particular code. So, one of the like IDE is the Android Studio, which allows you to like run your Android application, and it also like allows you to like build your Android application. So that is the work of this Android Studio. And as I said before, this particular Android Studio like is known as an IDE, and it also like allow us to like code in multiple languages, and it will compile us for that. And this Android Studio is contains a workshop with like lots of tools in it, and these tools will like help you to like write your code and layout how your code, that is how your app looks on the screen. And you have like the Google Docs, right, which actually like checks your spelling. In the similar way, this particular Android Studio also like checks for the errors in your code as you type, and it also like gives you suggestions to type the code faster. So this is also one of the big feature of this particular Android Studio. And Android Studio also like builds and runs your app either on an actual like the Android device or on something called as an emulator. So this emulator is nothing but it is a tool, okay, that allows your computer to stimulate on the Android device. So this is the little overview about the particular Android Studio. And this particular Android Studio was like built on JetBrains, Intel IDEA software, and designed especially for the Android development. And you can like download this particular Android Studio on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux-based operating system. So next is the features of Android Studio. Android Studio consists of like various features. I actually said it before itself. So in spite of that, also you have like various features which supports the Android Studio. The first is that you have a Gradle based build support. So what is this Gradle? Gradle is nothing but it is a build automation tool that compile your app resource and the source code and like package them together into an APKs, and that you can like install in your mobile phones. So that is what is called as a Gradle. So that is the function of this particular Gradle is also. So next feature of the Android Studio is that it provides a template-based wizards to create common Android designs and components. So it provides like the template-based wizards to like create the common Android designs and the components. And the next is that it provides a rich layout editor that allows the users to drag and drop the UI component option to preview layout on multiple screen configuration. So the one of the best feature of the Android Studio is this, that it like allows you to like create the layout of your app by just drag and drop method. And when you like drag and drop a particular thing, say as when you drag and drop a text view, it will automatically generate code for that. So this is the best feature of this Android Studio. And the next feature of this particular Android Studio is that it provides a built-in support for the Google Cloud Platform, enabling integration with Firebase Cloud Messaging. So it actually like provides various database. It also like has an integration with the Firebase Cloud Messaging. So you can do a many messages, and that will be easier under the Android Studio. And the next is that Android virtual device to run and debug the apps in the Android Studio. So you doesn't like require a physical device to run your application. Once your application is built, you have to like run and see in a particular physical device, right? So you doesn't like actually you doesn't like need a physical device alone to like run your application. Rather, you can like use an emulator also. So in order to like run your particular Android application, and that emulator will like allow you to like run your application right on your desktop. So this is also one of the greatest feature of this Android Studio. So next, now we'll just see about how to like install this particular Android Studio. So when you like install the particular Android Studio, there are like certain prerequisites which is like needed in order to like install this particular Android Studio in your desktop. The first is that you must require a 64-byte operating system for like both Windows and the Linux. And main prerequisite of this particular Android Studio is that you must have a Java installed on your system. So if you doesn't know whether this particular Java has been like installed in your device or not, you can just check it by typing like command prompt in your search. And once you like click onto that command prompt, over the command prompt, you just type Java version and click enter. And if your particular desktop contains a Java install, then it will show the version of that particular Java, or else it will throw an a message as command is not found. So with this, you can check whether this particular Java is been like installed in a system or not. So once you have been like checked with whether this Java is being installed or not, if it is installed, then you can like move on to this particular download of this Android Studio. If not, you just go browse for and Java, then like install them, set a path for them, and then come to this download of this Android Studio. So after everything is Java has been like set up, just go to your browser, type Android Studio, and click onto the first link, and that will like redirect you to the page like this. So it says like Android Studio, and below that you have a button saying download Android Studio, and below of that you have a version. So when I like downloaded my Android Studio, the version was this. So now the version may be like changed, so that's not a problem. You just click onto the download Android Studio button, and it will just start downloaded for you. Once this particular Android Studio is like fully downloaded in your desktop, you can just click onto that Android Studio, and it will like open. So it will open a page like this. So here it says like welcome to Android setup, Android Studio setup, and just click next to this place, and it will redirect to a place like page called as the compose components. And here you must click both the components, that is the Android Studio and the Android virtual device. So after like clicking onto the both of them, click next now. And when you like click next, it will like redirect you to a page saying it as configuration settings. And here in this particular page, it will show the path where this particular Android Studio is being like downloaded in your desktop. So in my desktop, it is being like downloaded in the C drive, in the programming files in Android as Android Studio. So if you want to like change this particular path, you can just go on and change them, or else you can just keep it as such. And if you want to like save this particular path for the future use, you can just copy them and save it in a notepad and use it for the future use, or else you just click onto the next option, and that will redirect to a page saying as completing Android Studio setup. So now your Android Studio setup has been like about to get completed, and here you just click on the start Android Studio button, and after like clicking on to that particular button, click on finish. And once you like click on to the finish button, it will redirect you to a page saying as like welcome Android Studio. And here it throws a message like, welcome, this wizard will set up your development environment for the Android Studio. Additionally, the wizard will help port existing Android apps into Android Studio or create a new Android application project. And now you just click on to the next option, and that will redirect to a place where it says like install type. So here you have to choose the type of the setup as the standard. So once you just choose them, click on to the next button, and that will again redirect to a page saying it as like select UI theme. And here you have to like select the theme as dark or light, and it is up to your preference. And you just after like selecting the theme which you require, click onto the next button. And here it says like it shows verify settings. So here it shows like what are the things that is being like downloaded, and if you want to like make any change in that, you can just go on and make a change, or else just keep it as such and click on to the finish button. And when you like click on to the finish button, now this particular Android Studio has been like set up in your desktop, and you just click on the start new Android Studio project and work with your new project. So this is how you have to like download and set up your Android Studio. Yes. Now we have like saw about this what this particular Android Studio is and how to download them and how to like set up with them. Now we'll see what are the things which you have in this particular Android Studio. So that is Android Studio walkthrough. So we have a main window overview. Over that we have like menu bar, toolbar, project window, and the code editor window. And then we have the Android file menu, and over the file menu we have many things, and out of them the three important thing is that we have new, open, and open recent. And this particular new is used to like create a new Android application, and this open is used to like open the existing Android application, and this open recent is to use to like shows the list of recently opened projects, and clicking on one of them would open the project. And next, we have the Android XML design editor, and in addition to the text editor, activity layout files would be like edited using the XML design editor, and the UI elements could be drag and drop by the layout at the center. And you also have the Android toolbar, and over there you have like the run debug option, emulator option, and all that. Yes, this is how your particular Android Studio will look when you like open with your first Android Studio project or with any Android Studio project. So this is how it looks, and it contains the menu bar over here. And this particular menu bar consists of the file, edit, view, navigation, code, analyze, refactor, build, run, tools, VCS, windows, and help. And we also have the toolbar, which consists of like the run option, run your code option, debug your code option, and the emulator management. And over the left side we have the project window, and this particular project window gives the hierarchy of the files which you have stored in your project. And over the center we have the code editor window, and over here you just edit your code. Next, as I said before, the first thing is the menu bar. So in that particular menu bar, we have file, edit, view, and so on. And inside the file, you have new option, open option, and open recent option. And this new option, as I said before, it's used to like create a new Android application project. And this open option is used to like opens an existing Android application project. And the open recent is used to like show the recent projects you have worked on with, if any. Next, over the bottom we have like design and the text. So in the design you can like switch into the design mode by clicking onto the design, and when you like click onto the text, you can like the particular text editor will get open. Yes, this is the text editor view. So when you like click onto that, this will like it will look as if in this particular way. And when you like click onto the design, that XML design thing will get opened, and it show you in a practical way how to like how this particular thing will look and all that within like few minutes. Yes, you'll also have a palette thing. So as I said before, this particular Android Studio provides with the drag and drop method. So for that, we use this palette. So we have like certain things like the text view, button, image view, recycler view, fragment, scroll view, switch under the common option. And these things will be like help us to like drag and drop the elements in it. And then over the top we have certain things which is used to like select the device and API and for the application theme. And over here on the right side we have the attributes. So whenever you want to like insert a text, you just drag and drop the text view, and you want to like make change in it, right? So if you want to like increase the width of that particular text or height of the particular text, or like you want to make any beautiful thing to that particular text, and all those things can be like done by using these attributes. So that is the function of this particular attributes. And as I said before, this toolbar consists of this run option, debug option, and all that. That is what is here. So this is the run option. So when you like click onto this, your application will get started to run. And this is the debug option. So you can like debug the particular application by clicking onto this thing. And then you have here, this is like used to open the Android virtual device manager. And here you have to like click onto that in order to like open the SDK manager. So yes, these are the basic things which the Android Studio like has in it. So I'll just like open the Android Studio for you, and I'll just show them in a live manner now. So here is my Android Studio which have been like open. So you can just as is shown in the previous thing, you can just click onto that start new Android Studio project, and after like clicking onto that, that will redirect to a page which consists of like many layouts and layouts in it. And in that you just click onto the empty layout and click finish, and you must give the name of the particular application. And after like giving the name of the particular application, click onto the finish button, and that will redirect to a page like this. So as I said before, this is the main bar, sorry, like menu bar, and these is the toolbars. And this here we have the project, and when you like click onto the project, it will like show this particular thing. And over above we have like activity main and main activity and all that. So in this particular Android thing, we have like app, manifest, Java, and then we have rest. In that rest we have like drawables, and this drawable is being like used to like store the images which you want to display in your XML, and that I'll just show you afterwards. And you have like the layout, and layout is like used to like layout a particular thing, and mip map, and you have the values, and then you have the XML, and then you have the Gradle scripts. And here in this corner we have the build, variants, you have favorites, you have structures, and all that. So yes, this is the place called as palette. So when you like click on to this particular palette, and this particular thing will get open, and here we have the comment. So inside the comment we have text view, button, image view, recycler view, fragment, container view, scroll view, and switch view. And when you click onto the text, it will show enormous varieties of text. When you click onto the buttons, at the same time it will show the enormous varieties of buttons. Widgets also enormous variety of widgets. At the same time, layouts, containers, and here are the helpers and Google and legacy and all that. So yes, and this is our XML design. So here we have the code split in design, right? So whatever you want to code, you must click onto this particular code. That is the main activity, and here you want to code. So in HTMLs, we have like certain tags, right? Like head tag, title tag, and all that. In the same way, here we have a tag like text view in order to like insert a text, and we have the image view in order to like insert the image. So text to image view are the tags. So those things will be like given here, and this particular design is where those particular thing will get reflected. So when you like give a tag text view and give those attributes inside that, and once a particular thing is like fully over, that thing will be like displayed over this XML design. And in the same time, you have like you can use the image view, and all those things will be like displayed over this XML design. So we can like also use this drag and drop method, and I'll just teach you that, just wait for a second. So I'll just tell about this Android Studio a little more, and then I'll just teach you with the drag and drop method. So yes, and then we have many more things here, like version control, to do problems, terminals, and like many more. And here we have the attributes, and yes, so these are the things which the particular Android Studio contains with. So now I'll like tell you how to like use this drag and drop method. So first we'll just start with drag and dropping a particular text view. So in order to like drag and drop, you just click onto this particular text view, click them, drag and drop the place where you want it to be. So it will get placed here. Then just click onto the particular thing. Now it's like being clicked. Go to the attributes, and over the attributes, you can change its style and everything. So I'll just show you. So this here we have the layout width and layout height, right? So you can just increase the width and the height of that particular text view by using this. So I'm gonna like give it as like 100 dp now. It should be like in small letters dp, and over the layout height I'm gonna like give it as like something like 25 dp. Yes, and once you like click on to that, this thing will reflect over here. You can use that particular method also, or else you can just use this particular thing. When you like click on the corner, you can like have it like this. You can use that also, or else you can like use the attributes option also. So now we have like, whenever, one thing also is that whenever you want to like change the particular thing with this particular text view, that you have to like design the particular text view, click onto that, and then when you will get the attributes related towards that text view. So I'm clicking on that, and I have clicked on that, and I have like changed the layout width and layout height, and I'm gonna change the text. So it's already written as text view. Now I'm gonna like make it as Android. So type it down, click here, that particular thing will get displayed. So if you want to like place them in this particular center, you want to place this particular text in the center, you can just click onto that particular text, and here you'll have an option called as center. Click on the particular center. If you want the particular text to be like displayed horizontally in center, or vertically in center, or horizontally in parent, or vertically in parent, you can just click onto them. So I'm gonna like give it as horizontally, so it will be like placed in this manner. And yes, and then we have something called as text appearance. So now this particular text looks very small, right? So I just want to like make this particular text look a little more bigger. So I can just click onto them, and here we have the text appearance. So it consists of various options like body 1, body 2, display 1, display 2, display 3, display 4, then large, medium, small, and all that. So you just click on to what you want. So I'll just show you how this particular thing will look when I click on to each of the thing. So first with the body 1, it will just look like this, a little more like bolder. With the body 2, it'll like look a little more bolder than the body 1. And when you like click on with the display 1, the size of the particular Android will just get increased. And when you like click on to the display 2, it will be like little more increased and all that. And the same way for the display 3, little more increased. And for the display 4, little more increased, and you can see the particular thing is vanished. So as you like change the appearance of the text, you must change the width and height of the particular text according to that also. So then we have many more like large, medium, and small. I'm gonna like give it as medium. So this is how this particular thing now actually like look as. So now it's with the general like font family, right? This particular Android, I want to give a specific font as like sans serif. So you can just give it as like, just click onto that particular Android, and when you like go here, you have all the attributes. So you have like the auto size text type, and you have many things like the auto text, background tint, and you can just use all of them. So yes, so you can just use any of these particular things with this. Yeah. we have like the font family. Where's the font family? Yes, here we have the font family, and it consists of various fonts like sans serif thin, light, medium, black, condensed, condensed light. So I'm gonna just give it as like sans serif medium. So it like gave a little bolded text over here. So this is how you can like change the style of the particular text. And now I have like inserted a text view, added a text to it, like gave the layout width and layout height towards that. I have like given the text appearance and also like given the font for it and everything. Now we'll see how beautifully it is being like automatically coded in the code option. So this is the code option. I just click and show C. In the text view, so as I said before, this is the tag. So it consists of like ID and like layout width. I have given like 100 and DP and then like 34 DP. Font family which I gave now, that is sans serif medium. Then we have the text called as the Android, and you can like make change here also. Okay, like if you're like comfortable with drag and drop method, you can use them, or if you're like comfortable with coding, you can like use the particular coding thing also. So we have like text appearance, that's the style, and many more like that. So this is the code how it like automatically generated. So when you like click on the split option, you have like this thing. So whenever you code, you want to like see the thing design how it comes in the XML file, right? So you can like use the split option for that. So that will be like very, very helpful for you. And I'll just click on this design button. Yes, now we have done with like the text view, and now I'll just show you how to like drag and drop the button. So same, click onto the button, drag and drop it here. Yes, now this particular button is being like selected as like the text view. You can like change the width and height of the particular button. So if you want, you can give the width of that particular button, height of the particular button in it. Okay, so that will like reflected over here. So you can also like change the text in that. So it's defaultly given it as button, so I want to change it as say it as, we'll keep it as hello. So hello, type hello, and that particular thing will be like displayed over here. So you can also like change the font of the thing displayed inside the button by using the same font family. You can like thicker it, you can like curve the particular buttons by using the curve thing that you have, and all that. So this is how you can like style a particular button or a text. And next we'll see about the image view. Same view, just drag and drop. But one thing that you have to like know about this particular image view is that, I'll just say that and then I'll just go with that. So when you want to like insert a particular image, you must first like include that in the drawable folder, and that particular drawable folder will be here, and you have to like insert the particular thing in the drawable folder. Once you have inserted in that only, then you can like access the particular thing in the image view. So I'll just show you how to like insert the particular image in the drawable folder. In order to like insert that, here next to project thing, you have something called as resource manager. Click onto that particular resource manager. Here you have the plus sign. Click onto that, and then you have the import drawables. Click onto that, and I have like certain images downloaded. So you must keep the particular image downloaded in your file manager, and then just click on the particular thing, give OK, and here it will like redirect to a page like this. And here you must select the density, click on to the density, and I'm going to give like no density, or if you want to like change anything, you can like change, and then click on to the next and just import it. That particular thing will be like imported here. You could see it is being like imported in the drawable. So this is the image which have been like imported. Now after like importing our particular image in the drawable folder, you can just now click on this image view, drag them, drop it in the place where you want it to be, and just click on to which image you want it to look it as, click OK, and that particular image will get placed here. So you can like change, as I said, you can use the center option, center horizontally, and it will be like automatically get centered over there. And click onto that if you want to like change its size or width, you want to like add something, you can like use them. And you can style your particular image by using this attribute option. And yes, so you can like align them. Yes, so this is how you can like use this drag and drop method in order to like insert the text view button or an image. So this is the drag and drop method, and just see how this particular code has been like generated for this thing. So click onto the code. Now for the text view, we have a particular tag. Button is also a particular tag, and image view is also a particular tag, and everything is being like automatically like coded for you. So this is a very good thing, right? So we can just drag and drop, and that particular Android Studio will code automatically it for us. So this is how you can like use this particular drag and drop method. I hope like you are all like clear with this particular drag and drop method using the Android Studio. So now we'll just go on with our PPT. Yes. So over the next, we have something called as the app component. So app component, what are these app components? So an app like consists of like various components which combines together to work a particular application successfully. So this particular app components is nothing but, say as you have a WhatsApp. When you like open the WhatsApp, over the top you have the WhatsApp name written, and next to that you'll be having the three columns, and then you'll have the search option and all that, right? So that is called as the app bar. So the place where this particular WhatsApp and the search and the three buttons is being located, and that is called as the app bar. And next to that, we'll just have something called as chat and status and story, right? So those things are said to be the tab view, and below that we contain like the text that we made to like the person A, person B, person C, and all that. So they are said to be the list view. So this is like applicable to like any Android apps, say as like in YouTube, you have the same YouTube symbol and the YouTube written over the top, and then you have the search button, and next you have the list view where a list of videos will be like listed down and all that. So these are said to be the app components. So yes, app components are the essential building blocks of an Android app. Each component is an entry point through which the system or a user can enter your app. There are like four different types of the app components. First is the activities, second is the services, third is the broadcast receivers, and the fourth is the providers. We'll just see briefly one by one. First is the activities. Activities is nothing but whatever you see on a device is said to be an activity. The page that you see through your eyes is said to be an activity. And next is the services. Services is nothing but it is a thing that runs on your background, which continuously like monitor whatever like things is needed for the application, and it works on it. For example, notification is also said to be a server. So the server notification said to be as server notification. So whenever you like receive a notification, whatever, if anything is being like required with that, this particular service will like runs on your background, and it will like do the things which is like needed for it. So that is the work of this particular service. And next we have the broadcast receivers. So broadcast, what is called as a broadcast? So broadcast is nothing but it is telecasting a particular thing in a large community. So that is called as broadcast, right? So broadcast receivers is same thing like that. So say as a request is being like sent by another application, which is being like received by another application, then that is said to be a broadcast receiver. So anything sent by another application, received by another application, so the thing which is being like received is said to be the broadcast receivers. And next is the content providers. So content providers are nothing but they provide access to the storage contents, and contents in sense of like images, documents, and etc. Yes, as I said before, activity is nothing but it is the thing which you like see on your particular device. So an activity represents a single screen with a user interface. It deals with the UI and the user interaction to the screen. In other words, it is a user interface that contains activities. These can be one or more depending upon the app. It starts when the application is launched. In an Android app, at least one activity is always present, which is known as the main activity. So we'll just see about what is particular main activity in a brief now. Main activity. So main activity is nothing but it is said to be a default activity which is being like created already, and this particular main activity consists of like either the Java file or the Kotlin file. So one thing that you have to like remember is that the extension of this particular Kotlin file is .kt. So that you have to like remember when you like deal with this particular Kotlin in the Android Studio. And yes, in this particular main activity, we have something called as the package, that is like package followed by com.skct.events, right? What is this package? Package is nothing but it is a thing which is being like used to like uniquely identify an application. So whenever there'll be like many applications, right? In order to like uniquely identify a particular application, we use this particular package, and this particular package consists of like the website name, which is nothing but the com has been like written here, and next we have the company name that has been skct, and the next we have the application name that is the events. And you can like even like add many more with this particular package. For example, you can add it as com.skct.events.eventtest. So any number of things can be like added with this particular package, and it is recommended that you must have at a maximum of 4 things associated with this particular package. And next we have the import. So this particular import is being like used to import the things which you like give in your particular code. So whenever you like declare a particular function or anything, you have to like call them, right? So for that we use this particular import function, import thing over here. And next to that we have the class main activity. So class main activity, this main activity is nothing but it is a class name, and that particular class name is being like extending towards the app compound compact activity, and this particular app compact activity is being like responsible to make your application look like an Android application. So that is the work of this particular app component activity, and this app component activity also like contains the list view, the app view, and all the components in it. So these components, like I said before, the list view, the app view, and all these components is being like stored in this particular app compact activity only. And next we have the on create function. So this on create function is nothing but like whenever you open a particular application, this function will be like called immediately, and this particular on create function is said to be the entry point of the app, and that will like cause the other functions to build the user interface. So that is the work of this particular on create function. The work of this particular on create function is that it is used to like call the other functions to build the user interface. And next we have the saved instance state. So saved instance state, for example, when you like when you're like filling a particular Google form, and immediately you just came out of the particular thing, then when you like return back that particular Google form, you must see that the like details which you have been like filled in it will remain the same. So those things are being like done by this saved instance state. So the saved instance state will like allow you to like keep the particular details in the same place even if you like come out of that particular application. So that is the work of this particular saved instance state. And next we have like something called as super dot on create. So this super dot on create is like used to like on create will be like called, and it will also like set on create view. So that is the function of this super dot on create function. So the super dot on create function will like call the on create, and it also like set the on create view. And next we have something called as the set content view. So as we saw before in the Android Studio, the design which has been like made by the XML code, and the design which has been like the operations which are being like done by the Kotlin code, both of them will like merge together. And in order to like merge them together, we use the set content view. So that is the work of this particular set content view. So these are the things with the main activity. And next, XML. XML is nothing but it is being like used to designing the front end of an Android application. So for that only we use this XML. So as I said before, like we made a particular design with that XML, right? So that is used to like design the particular front view. So whenever you like create a particular Android application, the front view which the persons or the users can see, all of them is being like designed by using this particular XML. And as I said before, this XML consists of like various tags. As we have tags in HTML like the head and title, those are the tags. Those are some of the tags associated with the HTML. At the same time, we have like tags like text view, button, image view, and many more in the XML. So XML is said to be the extensible markup language, and XML is a markup language much like HTML, used to describe data, and it is derived from standard generalized markup language, say as SMGL. And these HTML tags define the data and used to store and organize the data. And it's easily scrapable and simple to like develop. In Android, the XML is used to like implement UI related data, and it's a lightweight markup language that does not make any heavy thing to done any heavy layout. And next is that XML only contains tags. While implementing, they need not to be like just invoked. So that is also like best feature of this XML, that it contains tags which need not to be like invoked after that. Yes, this is the syntax of the XML. So before stuff, I just show you this particular syntax. This is the tag, one of the tag in the XML, that is the text view, and we have like various thing inside this text view like the layout, width, layout height, text, and constraint bottom to bottom off, layout constraint left to left off, like layout constraint right to right off, layout constraint top to top off. So don't forget to like close the particular tab. So you have to look open with this particular angular brackets, and you have to like close by a slash followed by the angular brackets. So this is how a particular XML syntax will looks with. Yes, as we done before, this is the XML code in design. So whatever you like code in the particular code option in the XML, that will get reflected in the design. Yes. Now we'll see how to like run your code. So in Android Studio, you can run your code either in an like physical device or in an Android emulator. As I said before, this particular Android Studio like allows you to like use either like run your code either by using a physical device or by an emulator, which will be like displayed in the and like in your desktop itself. So what are the steps required for running on a physical device is that first you must enable the developer option in your Android device, and next that you must enable the USB debugging in the developer option, and then you have to like connect your phone to your laptop or desktop via a USB cable, and over next we have the run your code in your device. So this is how you can like run your particular Android application code in an physical device. And now we'll see how to like run it using the Android emulator. So the Android emulator stimulates Android devices on your on your computer so that you can test your application on a variety of devices and Android API levels without needing to have each physical device. And the emulator provides almost all of the capabilities for a real Android device. So you can stimulate incoming phone calls and text messages, specify the location of the device, stimulate different network speeds, stimulate the rotation and other hardware sensors, access to the Google Play Store, and many more. So these are the things which is being like done by the Android emulator. So it is like it allows you to like stimulate the incoming calls, messages, location, and like hardware sensors, and also like gives the access towards the Google Play Store and many more. So let's see how to like create and manage the virtual device. So an Android virtual device, that is AVD, is a configuration that defines the characteristics of an Android phone, tablet, VR operating system, Android TV, or an automotive OS device that you want to stimulate in the Android emulator. The AVD Manager is an interface you can launch from the Android Studio that helps you create and manage AVDs. And in order to open the AVD Manager, do we have to do the following steps. The first is that select the tools and click on to the AVD Manager, and that particular AVD Manager will be seen in the toolbar. Yes. So we are being done with our Android Studio session. So in this particular session, we saw about what this Android Studio is and how to install this Android Studio and what are the basic features of this Android Studio, how to drag and drop method is being implemented in this Android Studio, how it automatically generates codes in the code window when you when you use the drag and drop method in the design XML design. And we also saw about the app components and all that. So I hope this particular session will be useful for you. And so that's all with today's session. Yes, thank you.